So while we're drawing closer to the World War II beta and eventually the World War II full release in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare Remastered has been in the back of my mind because I absolutely love the game, and it's one that since Call of Duty 4 I've loved it unconditionally. But with only a few weapon DLC drops here and there in the depot and all that kind of stuff in the remastered version, there's not all that much that really I feel like I can say without a lot of people necessarily knowing exactly what I'm going to be saying. So that got me to thinking about some things that people may or may not know about Modern Warfare and subsequently Modern Warfare Remastered. So I figured, let's take a look at 5 things that may be weapon quirks, glitches, coding errors, whatever it may be in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered that you may not know about still almost a decade later. So that said, before we jump into it, let me know down in the comment section down below how many of these you guys knew. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe all 5 out of 5, or maybe on the opposite side of the coin, maybe you didn't know any of them. Let me know down in the comment section down below though. So that said, let's start out with one that I think a lot of people might not know all that much, but is something that is quite interesting because stopping power, it's dealing with that. Stopping power is a pretty popular perk in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, but what if I told you that it's almost useless on a Dragunov? Because the Dragunov has some very odd multipliers as a part of the weapon attributes, and as such, stopping power is literally useless unless you're going up against somebody with Juggernaut. At that point, then it becomes a one-shot kill, but other than that, it is literally useless compared to other loadouts, any other perks that are not Juggernaut. Now, as for the reasoning, once again, it just comes down to multipliers, but while not many people may use the Dragunov, and I honestly don't know the last time that I ran into somebody in multiplayer using it, while you might not necessarily use it on a day-to-day basis, if you're going for Exclusion Zone or anything like that, where you're trying to complete some challenges, you're gonna end up needing to do it at some point in time. So bear that in mind if you guys have not done so already, or if you have not noticed this for yourself. Now, the second quirk that I want to talk about actually deals with specifically the silenced G3. For whatever reason, whenever you have a silencer on the G3 or a suppressor on the G3, it completely messes with the knifing animation of your character model. And it's only the silenced G3, not anything else, no silenced weapons other than that. Just the G3 with the suppressor on it. Now when you actually go to knife with this, it almost has a major delay on its end. Feels like you're just sliding off the character, and I've seen many fails within GBs and all that kind of stuff that make their way around YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, and all that within Modern Warfare Remastered, and it's just one of those extreme knife fails where you completely lunge, it should have been a kill, but for whatever reason, it just did not register and did not connect. Now, of course, sometimes it does end up connecting where it's just a little bit of a delay on it, but still, nonetheless, it completely messes with that animation. And as for why, well, I think it just comes down to the coding. The third thing that never made sense to me, even from back in the day, deals with the AK-47 at long range. This is something where the rumor, and it's something that is true, was that if you end up using a red dot sight, it ends up taking away from the damage of the weapon. And this does, once again, turn out to be something that's true. If you end up comparing shots at a distance from a very far range, you'll end up noticing that the AK-47 with no attachments on it ends up taking about 3 shots to kill, but as soon as you add on that red dot sight, it drops it down and it then takes 4 shots to end up killing somebody at the same distance at the same point in time. And as for the reasoning with that, once again, it's just a small little glitch, quirk, whatever you want to call it, in which it just does not work out in the player's favor. So if you end up going with that AK-47, try to refrain from using the red dot sight if you can. Now, the fourth thing here up on this deals a little bit with the Scorpion, and this one is one that is the only weapon in Modern Warfare Remastered and the original Modern Warfare, at least to my knowledge, that ends up doing this. Reload canceling is a thing that is very popular within Call of Duty, and it's something that if you play fast-paced, high-action gameplay, that kind of rushing style, this is something that you definitely no doubt know of, where if you end up reloading, the animation doesn't necessarily have to finish. You can hit YY and it will cancel the reload, but the bullets that are in there will end up being usable. So you essentially just cut off about a quarter of a second to a half a second off that reload time, which in a gunfight in sticky situations is honestly life or death in COD, and so to be able to cancel reload is very effective. The Scorpion though, you can't do that. If you end up trying to YY and reload cancel to jump into your shots, it ends up actually not topping off your magazine or loading a new magazine in general. Even though the animation already put up a new magazine up into the weapon, it's not in fact the case. You have to wait until you fully cock it, which I guess totally does make sense in the real world, but compared to any other weapon reload, this is the only one like it. Now, the fifth and final thing that I want to talk about here today with this one that doesn't necessarily make all that much sense to me, it's a little bit of an oddity to me, is the idle sway inconsistencies. Now, outside of snipers, we know that some weapons, or most actually, should not have all that much idle sway, but there are a couple that do actually have idle sway just sitting there and not doing anything. And that's pretty different from some titles that are current in the franchise and everything like that, but when you take a look at it, the AK-74U, the AK-47, the M4, and the G36C all have idle sway despite them being in classifications that shouldn't necessarily have idle sway when you just sit there and take a look down a red dot sight or down your sights in general. But nonetheless, they do, and the reasoning, of course, is just very quirky in terms of how the game was coded back in the day, and of course still is up until this point, to try and make it as realistic as possible to that original copy of Modern Warfare. But that said, that's what's gonna wrap up this 5 things here. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys know any or maybe all of these little quirks, glitches, problems with the game code, whatever it may be? I'd love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. And if you guys have not, which one was your favorite out of these? Do you guys have one that you like particularly more than any other? Or if you don't, it's totally cool as well. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything we have here regarding Modern Warfare Remastered, Call of Duty World War II. We're gonna be killing it this next week. I'm so excited. Hopefully you guys are as well too. And hopefully you guys are excited to see the content that I have planned for you guys. And also, if you guys are interested in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, stick it right here on the channel. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that is the best place to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. Mine is an Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.